Hello again. Welcome everyone to today's afternoon sexuality power talk. Welcome to my live viewers, welcome to replay viewers, and welcome to anyone who is new. If you are new, I invite you to share your name and where you're from so that I can give you a special welcome. And today we will be talking about intimacy and appreciation. What does that have to do? Hello, beautiful. Hi. Welcome. So today we're really going to focus in on intimacy and appreciation. But before we get to that, I do want to go back to our daily practice of picking a position. Okay, so here we go. Today's position is this one. Thank you. So this position is called riding shotgun, and the man is kneeling on his knees while the woman or the partner is on top and receiving intercourse from behind. That position sucks. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you for sharing. Hello, Zoraida. This is our position for the day. And we have received feedback that this position sucks. But nonetheless, it is the position of the day, and I recommend that if you would like to try it, you go ahead and do so. And let us know whether or not it does really suck. So that is our position for today. And I'll show it again before we end today's pairing. So today we're talking about intimacy, and have you ever tried that position? I do not talk about what I try. Thank you for asking, but I will not be answering that. So today we're really, hello Basa76, welcome. So today we're talking about intimacy, as that came up yesterday. Someone was curious to learn more about intimacy. And intimacy, I will define what it is and then some of the elements that are part of intimacy. But really, one of the things that I want to honor, because today is Gratitude Day, right? Today is all about gratitude. Welcome, Miss Laughter81, right? Is having appreciation. And this is one of the elements that really comes into play, not only in relationships, but also in friendships, in familyships, right? In any kinship, in any relationship that exists in your life. Where am I from? I am from Puerto Rico, but I live in New Jersey. Welcome back, Zoraida. So what does intimacy have to do with appreciation? Well, appreciation is one of the ways that we can increase intimacy, right? When you acknowledge someone for something that they might not even know that they're doing, or something that they are being that you admire about them, that really does create more closeness. And that is what intimacy is. It is the degree to which we each express closeness with another person, right? So think about who are you close with? And I actually would love for you to actually put up, who are you close with? Write it in the comments. I'd love for this to be as engaging and interactive as possible. So let me know, who do you consider to be close to you? Me. Great. Thank you. And what goes into intimacy, right? So when you care for someone, whether that is physically caring for someone, right? Providing food and shelter and love to that person. When you share with someone, right? Sharing in a meal, sharing your money, sharing things you like with someone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I like my hairs too. Any risks you take with someone, right? So when you take a risk with someone, if you are putting yourself, vulnerability is a huge part of intimacy, right? How open and exposed and how much you share and disclose of yourself with someone else. No, I do not know you to marry you. But, you know, keep looking. And also the level of trust, right? So how much trust you have in someone really does define how intimate you are with someone. And here is the key, right? Intimacy can be cultivated. And this is really, really good news, right? Because sometimes in relationships, either, you know, a romantic relationship or not, we lose intimacy, right? But that can be regained. And that's one of the messages I really want to share here today, is that by sharing appreciation, by engaging in self-disclosure, right? Telling people or your significant other things about yourself, dreams, expectations, desires, that creates more closeness. That really does create more closeness, right? So how are you loving and liking someone? How are you sharing of yourself with others, right? Some of us live very guarded lives where, you know, you're constantly putting up a front, right? When is it okay for you to bring that guard down and share with someone, be vulnerable with someone, right? And intimacy is something that we all need, right? So it's sometimes a need that is neglected. And when it's neglected, right, it's really disserving us. It's not serving our highest and greatest good. So definitely wanting to share with someone else is normal, is something that we all need, right? So how are you listening to this need? How are you engaging in intimacy? These are key questions to ask yourself, right? And how is someone else doing this for you, right? And that's part of it as well. When it doesn't feel mutual, then it gets uncomfortable, right? When you're sharing and someone else isn't. When you're giving of yourself and disclosing, but someone else isn't. So take this into consideration in relationship, because that is very important. I am experiencing connection problems. Sorry to hear that, Basa. I hope it's not on my end. It might just be Periscope. So hopefully this love is abound. Welcome, my love. Hopefully the connection improves. I know some people have been having issues with Periscope today and the service. So really begin to trust, right? Begin to trust in yourself. Begin to trust in others. It's the area I am in. Okay, good to know that, right? Because intimacy is necessary. Not only, and here is a big one. I'll have to catch the beginning on replay. Okay, my love. Well, I will also just repeat as much as I can. I don't mind going a little back because I know people are constantly coming in and out. So we're talking about intimacy and appreciation, and the two are intricately connected, right? And intimacy we defined as how close you are with another person, right? That closeness, that level of caring, sharing, being vulnerable with someone and trusting, right? How much disclosure do you have with others, right? And intimacy is it's part of what we need. It's a need. It's part of our sexuality. So, and this goes back to appreciation, right? Because when you appreciate someone, when you appreciate yourself, there is a level of vulnerability. There is a level of disclosure. There is acknowledgement of someone else, right? And that builds trust. When someone else realizes that you are witnessing them and acknowledging them for their life, for their merits, for who they are, that really builds closeness. It builds intimacy and trust. So thank you, Love Abounds, for sharing on Twitter and inviting your followers. And really, this all comes back to you. And that's the key, right? It's hard to be intimate with someone else if you are not intimate with yourself. So this also has to do with us learning who we are. We need to do 2 English segments. I do 2 English segments. What do you mean, Vasa? Let me know what you mean. Right, so really honing in on this. Honing in that you need to trust yourself. If you trust yourself, if you listen and like and love yourself, share with yourself, get to know you, then it becomes less uncomfortable to do that with someone else, right? So this is the key, is it begins with us ourselves. Another one later on today. I will try, but I have other plans, so I probably won't be able to. But thank you, because I know that, there's a demand for more Perrys. So really that is the key, right? Intimacy has to do with caring, right? You cannot care for someone else if you do not care for yourself. If you are not sharing, and giving to yourself, it's very hard to do that with someone else. If you do not take risks on your own behalf, it is really hard to take risks with someone else. If you are not honest with yourself, then it will be very hard to disclose to someone else. If you are not raw and real and vulnerable on your own, right? How can you do that with someone else? If you don't trust your intuition, how can you trust someone else? So with intimacy, as with any other aspect of our sexuality, it always comes back to us. If we can build it within ourselves, with ourselves, then we can build it with someone else. And this is why it's so important for us to own our sexuality, to live in the power of our sexuality, to fully express our sexuality. Because when we can do that, then we can engage in relationship and have successful communication and have deeper, intimate relationships. And I know that that's what we all want, right? We all want passion. We all want intimacy. We all want connection. So really connect with yourself, appreciate yourself, be grateful for the beauty and the love that you are. And then you can move that into that space with someone else. So intimacy begins with ourselves, right? And it does have to do with other people. But if you begin harnessing, right, like harvest that within yourself, then you can do it with someone else. Then you can really engage in intimacy with a loved one, with a significant other, with a friend. But also take stock of where are you intimate? Who are you intimate with? And if you feel like sharing, right, if it's your mother, your father, your brother, your spouse, put it up on the chat. Because I'd love to get just a feel of who do you feel intimate with, right? I know for me, I feel very intimate with my best friends. the most intimate, I would say, right? So cultivate that. Honor that. Honor who you are feeling intimate with. And also know that you can continue to manifest intimacy. Intimacy can be cultivated. And that's really good news, right? Because you can begin with yourself and you can explicitly, intentionally, right, do this with someone else. You can step into the uncomfortable zone, right? The uncomfortable things in life that push us but help us grow. I have been open that way enough. However, this is good and I receive it. Thank you. I haven't been open that way. Yeah. You know, and that's you being honest. And I commend you for your honesty and sharing. Right? Because that's even hard to admit sometimes, to say, I've been guarded. Right? But we all have a guard. We all do. It's part of human nature. Right? It's that innate fight or flight within us. When things get uncomfortable, we flee. Right? But it's this work, the work that I am inviting you to do here, right, with my support, with my love and guidance, is about taking that fear and flipping it on its head and saying, I choose to live in the uncomfortable, right? Because in the uncomfortable is where I know my growth lies. In the uncomfortable, I'm gonna get what I want, right? In the uncomfortable, I'm going to find the true connection, the true intimacy that I am desiring. So I invite you to be intimate with yourself and be intimate with others, right? Here, sharing, this is intimacy, right? The closeness that we feel towards one another is intimacy. So continue coming back, continue putting yourself out there and give yourself and others appreciation today. Share something you have not shared with anyone in a while, with someone new today, right? Be vulnerable. See how that feels. See how that uncomfortableness feels and how quickly it subsides once you do it. So thank you all. Also, if you are interested in learning more about how I support people on this journey through this endeavor, visit my website, sexualitypower.com, where you can learn more. And it's also on my profile here on Periscope. If you need the exact link, you can swipe left or right, or up or down, depending on what device you use. See my profile and click on the link to my website. So thank you all for joining me today. It has been an honor sharing this with you, and I wish you all a passionate evening until later on or tomorrow at 11 for our morning motivation. Be safe and be well. Bye.